back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Reyna. Welcome back to... Of course, I would be the one to say that twice. Anyways, it's a great day to build your amazing life. So, I want to tell you about Harvard Law School Ultimate Survival Guide. I feel like Ned's declassified right now, but I'm going to tell you the truth. Coffee. I'm just kidding. So, actually, you do need coffee. You seriously need coffee, but don't underestimate the power of a professor. That is definitely very, very true. Just because they're a professor does not mean that they don't have other resources outside. So what I'm saying is, like, my professors, I grew a bond with them just because I felt like those are the people who I could trust a lot, and those are the people who I understood a lot. So the professors that I have, I'm very, very close with, but that's not because I'm just like a kiss butt type of person. It's more of like because I trust them in a way of like legally, like job wise, like things like that, where it's like I'm not going to use you to better myself, if that makes sense, but I'm going to understand like how you got there and how you're like, oh, I just need a job. I haven't talked to you all year. I don't really like you. You're a crappy professor, but now I need a job, so give me a recommendation. Don't do that. So actually speak to your professors, understand who they are, understand like that they're actually people. They actually are lawyers, like things like that. So 2 would be to understand that gradings at the Harvard Law School are going to be different. So in my program, it's going to be A or B is passing, but if you're under a B, you just failed. Completely failed. So the way that we do it is that you only get one chance to retake whatever you failed, and then if you don't pass that, then you basically failed, and it sucks, but it makes you stay on your toes, and it makes you study, and it makes you very, very much understand what is going on in the class, because you can't slack off and you can't miss cold calling and you can't miss like the classes, and if you miss the classes then it's an issue and it turns into this whole big old fiasco. So just study, just understand. 3 would be to actually build relationships in class. I had a problem with this at first because a lot of my classmates didn't like me, but now that I've actually grown relationships with some of them and I've understood, we lean on each other for help, and we lean on each other for a lot of either help or just understanding of things, because like I said, it can get really vulnerable and it could get really tough sometimes that you don't even think of like, okay, well, what do I do? What is it that I can do? What is it that I need to do? Especially during this time, we're all doing work from home or we're working, and it's really hard because technically we are essential. Like, we have to be out in the world, we have to do things, and we have to work and do stuff, and you know, sometimes it could get very intimidating, so you have to lean on each other to understand. And I know that kind of sounded weird just because I didn't specify my job, so it could get intimidating at some points where I do have to lean on somebody else as I'm like, hey, can you help me out? 4, coffee. Coffee, coffee, coffee. You study a lot. And you study. And you study. And you study. The books that you get are not small. They're very big black law books. And you have to study them and study them and study them and study. So understand notes. Note-taking, finding out how to note-take the best way, easy. Cool. Do it. Whatever makes you happy. If you want to calligraphy your notes, then do it. If you want to make 1 billion note cards and spend $100 on note cards, do it. Do whatever it takes in order to study and embed the information in your brain, because I cannot tell you how many times I have attempted to study and then all of a sudden I forget. And then I go to class and I'm like talking straight out of my butt because I did not study properly and I did not take the proper notes I should have. So write notes, study, and pay attention. So coffee is definitely going to be your friend. If you don't like coffee, don't drink coffee. But definitely try not to get addicted to coffee. That's one thing that I did and I failed at. So 5, your grades and what to do if you are failing. This is definitely something that a lot of people don't utilize at any schools, especially Harvard, because when you think about where do I go to actually find somebody to help me study, you don't think of all the resources that you have at school, and this goes for everybody. Think about it this way. There are so many programs in your school. We have a media lab that has like 1,000, I think, actual tutors, and then we have the law school library, and then we have so many things that you can use in order to study. But one thing that has helped me so much is the BarMax app. You can get it on your phone or you can do it on your computer, but the BarMax app has been a life changer. It has been so good. So if you're in the BarMax doesn't just have bar, like it has the LSATs, it has a law school study guides, it has the bar, it has the multi-state bar, and it has I think, if I'm not mistaken, I do pay a pretty penny for it. I think I paid like $150 for it, and then for each class that you want, you have to pay another like $50 for Survive Law School. Understanding that fighting might happen, for sure. Fighting is definitely a thing that could occur. And I know that sounds so childish because you're like, you're grown adults, like how do you fight? And it's like, 1, it wasn't me. 2, it can happen. It really does, because it's like a battle, and some people just get so aggressive and it's just ridiculous. Because I know half y'all are addicted to your phones. Your phone, like sometimes don't even bring it to class. Like I'm not kidding. Like recommendations. Who do I use for my recommendations? I'm not going to give out that information because it's very personal, and yours should be always personal too, so please don't give that out, even if you're going to make a video just like mine, or you're just going to tell people. Don't tell people who you're using. Very personal. But are in the law career, or people who have a social impact in some way, a big impact, whether that be, you know, your past history teacher or whatever. Try to use somebody who is a little bit more into the law category. Like if you've ever had an internship at a law office, try them. But don't ask them in an aggressive way like, hey, can I have a recommendation? And like not talk to them ever again. Like that's just a little ridiculous to me. So kind of build a relationship, understand who they are, understand their business, understand what they do, understand how they do it, and then kind of like do it. But here's the thing. Make sure you do it in enough time to where it's not so close to like deadline season, because deadline season can kick you in the bum real freaking quick. Like super quick, super duper quick. And I want people to understand that it's like, okay, hey, but we're cutting it off before deadline season so that we have enough time to actually get in. Doesn't matter. Oh yeah, another thing, doesn't matter if you are a second pick. So here's the thing, with law school, it's going to be a first round and it's going to be of people, and then it'll be a second round of people. So say the first round of people, they're like, hey, I can't physically afford this, I don't know what to do, things like that, like I'm no longer going to be able to accept this. Then the second pick, so it doesn't matter. I was actually the second pick and I'm the first of my class. That's super weird for me to say, honestly. So I actually, but no, if you are the second pick, it does not matter. You can always work your way up, but your rankings don't start until later. So they don't start as soon as you get picked. So like, say you're like the 15th person picked out of the drawing, and it's just like, oh my god, she's the 15th person. Like now she's number 15. That's not how that works. It's kind of just like everybody's starts at 0, and then you work your way up by your grades, your attitude, your personality, like things, because they really do care about that stuff. And I think that that's something that I want to touch more on, is like what they actually care about, and it's going to be your grades. going to be your attitude and the way you present yourself. Because say you have a really crappy attitude every single day and you're not willing to like get dressed to go to school, and you're not willing to do things, you're not willing to like put in the effort and put in the work and put in the time, then they're actually going to deduct you for that and think like, I mean, honestly, in my opinion, I think of it as the Olympics, because literally everything in like the gymnastics Olympics is deductions, and I think of it in that like kind of context. Like if you don't get dressed, if you don't do it right, like if your bun's not correct, like if your earrings aren't correct, like I think of it in that aspect, because they do actually like nitpick things. If you're answering a study or they know you didn't read, they'll deduct you for that. So like your rankings will drop or go higher versus like what you're doing in school. So definitely be aware and be on your A game at all times. And I know that sounds really ridiculous and super tiring, but you're in law school and this could be a make or break for you. So try it. Like I 1000% want to explain to everybody, I hope it doesn't break you, and I hope that you build a strong enough characteristics to actually be at the top of your game, because it can seriously break you. I've had some instances where I'm like crying in my bed because I'm so frustrated knowing that like I know I'm good, because I keep telling myself that, and I know that I'm working hard, and I know that I'm doing what I need to do, and I know that I'm going to be the best I can be. But it's also sometimes I get so scared because of the way that my emotions can take control, and it's just a little bit of a hard thing to deal with. But that is honestly like those are the top things for like ultimate survival guide. So I definitely think that those are the things that we should just take into perspective a little bit more when you're applying. I definitely want to do another law school actual essays and how to do this and how to study and how to take notes. So if you're down for that, definitely, hopefully my comments are on. Oh my god, I had a giveaway in last video and I'm so sorry my comments are not on. But if you want to enter the giveaway, go ahead and head over to my Instagram and just go on the last post and just say giveaway on there. And basically, like, I don't know, tell me your favorite color. There we go. Tell me your favorite color, and then just put giveaway, just so I know that you came from the video, because I had a giveaway and then YouTube shut off my comments. So anyways, so this was awesome. Seriously, if you want more Harvard videos, what it's like a day in life at Harvard, just what it's like to honestly be at Harvard, let me know. I'm always here for it. Bye guys, thank you so much for watching.